What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs once again. And man, this team is not doing so hot. So if you guys are new here and you want to talk Leafs and inevitably talk about some rumors, some trade talk and news all together, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Also, a little bit of an announcement. I'd really appreciate if you guys could help support it. On the screen right now is my brand new Toronto Blue Jays channel called Batting Sixth. I will leave the link in the description as the pinned comment, I should say. If you could click on that and subscribe to the new channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm doing a little bit of everything these days, so I'd really appreciate it if you went and supported the Blue Jays channel. But today we're going to be talking about some trade talk because there's been a little bit recently, and why I believe that the Leafs are in a little bit of a tough spot when it comes to the trade market. But first, we need to look at the standings, and my God, the Leafs are all the way towards the bottom. They're playing rock, paper, scissors with the Buffalo Sabres at the bottom of the wildcard standings here. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. But what I will say is if you take a look at the points, you look at all the Metro and the Atlantic, but if you take a look at specifically the Atlantic for the Maple Leafs, they're only like 3 or 4 points out of being right back up there where they need to be. They're 9-9-3 on the season. But again, a couple... you go on a 4 or 5 game win streak, which should be entirely possible for the team that we have, even though they're just riddled with injuries right now. They're right back in it. A few losses from the top, a few wins at the bottom for the Maple Leafs, and they're right back in it. I'm not going to completely put a panic on this season like some people are doing, but you saw it in my last video. There is a reason for the Maple Leafs to start to wonder what's next. What should they be doing? And the next thing I want to do is look at their point totals. So right now, Captain Johnny, who, should still be the captain. I love Austin Matthews, but Tavares always leads by example. 27 points in 21 games played. And then you've got Nylander at 27 and 18. I like Nyes as a supporting cast. Morgan Riley is putting up some decent numbers. So is Ekman Larson. I've really liked his offensive output. Matthews has been hurt, but still, you'd love to see more from him. Robertson has been really nice. So there's definitely a few supporting pieces. But again, when you go towards, your Bobby McMahons, your Michellis, your Domies, Lorentz, Joshua, even Yarncroke and Waugh, you're not getting anything from these guys offensively or defensively, to be completely honest with you. Again, I said it in my last video, the Maple Leafs spent on taking a risk on guys like Dakota Joshua and Matthias Michelli, and even getting Nick Waugh back in a Marner trade. They didn't have to take on Nick Waugh, but they did. Again, I don't disagree with them trying to do something different and bring him on. But again, this was money that the Maple Leafs could have spent on a bona fide, star winger that could have played on the wing of Austin Matthews or even on the second line. Regardless, they took shots on guys, and for most of these shots they've taken, they haven't worked. Now, I want to bring up some recent trade rumors regarding defenseman Rasmus Andersson. And, Jay Rosehill was talking about how the Leafs might be kicking tires on him again. There might be some trade talk. But, man, look at the mess of the timeline here. You've got Elliot Friedman, Chris Johnston, Darren Dreger talking about how, the Leafs aren't looking at making a coaching change. Dreger saying Calgary doesn't have a strong appetite to move any of their better players. The Chris Johnson saying the view of the organization is they can't trade their way out of this. Elliot Friedman saying that the Leafs are, aside from their core guys, are asking about everybody. What's this player's value? What can I do? It is literally all over the place. Are they interested in a trade? Are they not interested in a trade? Are they interested in somebody from Calgary, specifically Rasmus Andersson? Is Jay Rosehill telling the truth? I mean, I would imagine he would, and please don't punch my lights out, Jay Rosehill, because that guy could pretty much torch any of us that are going to deny what he's saying, because he could whoop some ass. But in all seriousness, I don't know what to think right now. Are the Maple Leafs actually interested in making a move? And they've been interested in Rasmus Andersson before. The Leafs almost got him at the deadline last year, and if they were already interested, You've even heard that, you know, Brad Treliving really likes the player and whatnot, and he is a pretty solid guy when you look at his defensive metrics. Some of them are a little bit off, but he hits, he puts up numbers, he plays a lot of ice time, he's a right-handed shot. It's pretty much everything that the Maple Leafs need right now, but there needs to be money going out in order for this to work. But one thing I also want to bring up is Elliot Friedman talking about Rasmus Andersson, saying, I've heard he kind of goes up and down about what he wants to do. I think that there are days he's like, I'm ready to move on. There's other days he's like, I kind of like it here. So this situation to me seems like, again, it's just all over the place. Who's telling the truth here? Does Andersson even want to be traded? Are the Flames looking for a king's ransom? People are like, oh yeah, Easton Cowan plus this, plus this, plus this. Matthew Nyes plus this. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't trade Matthew Nyes 1-for-1 for Rasmus Andersson, so we can forget about that. But I'm also not a GM. And the way Cowan's been playing, I don't know if the Maple Leafs are really wanting to make that move either in terms of either one of these guys. But for the sake of this video, we need to take a look at what Rasmus Andersson is generally at, you know, what they would be going after, what they would be acquiring. So Rasmus Andersson, 29 years old, 6'1", 203. He's a big boy. He's in the last year of his deal, $4.5 million cap hit. So again, really reasonable for a guy that basically is a top-line guy. You can imagine this guy's contract is going to like double on his next deal because people are getting paid. So if you look at him so far this year, he actually started off the season pretty slow. And a lot of people, including myself, were looking at those defensive metrics and also looking at his point totals and thinking, I don't really know. It doesn't really look so good, but he's really started to tear it up on his last 5 or 6 games. Currently, right now, in 22 games played, he has 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points. And then last season, you can see 31 points, including 11 goals. The year before that, 39 points. The year before that, 49. Year before that, 50. So you're seeing a little bit of a decline, but at the same time, he's doing a lot of other things as Calgary doesn't have a lot of people to rely on in terms of ice time. And you can see like his minutes are going up, but recently his minutes have been going up even more. I think he's taken on a lot more responsibility in his own end, trying to do different things, and that can change the way your stats look. It can, your metrics, your defensive metrics, your offensive metrics, basically everything changes when you become the guy. And in Calgary, they do have, you know, they have good players. They have Weegar, they have Andersson, they have guys that can be impact guys. Some of their forwards, again, they have Nazem Kadri. Huberdeau's been, I don't even know, up and down. You can say that again. He's been really down from what they thought they were acquiring. But the good players on Calgary are the guys that are carrying 90% of the load. They are the guys that are basically taking on most of what needs to happen in the locker room and on the ice. And Andersson is a part of that group. So who knows, maybe if he goes to a team like Vegas, if he goes to a team like Toronto in this case, he will be taking on a lot of responsibility, but there's a lot more talent around him where he can be more of that offensive style of guy that the Maple Leafs desperately need, because they need guys that can move the puck up. They need a guy that can get the forwards the puck. But what is the acquisition cost? What would the Maple Leafs have to give up for a guy like this? And this is where I turn it over to you, because I'd actually love to make a video where we go back and check what we were thinking, what we were talking about, and maybe we look at, oh yeah, this makes sense. This trade package looks good. This is what maybe the Leafs would be looking to send off in a Rasmus Andersson trade, and we'll talk about it. So I'm leaving it up to you. What do you think the Maple Leafs would give up for Rasmus Andersson? Should they even make the deal? Should they even try to make this trade? Let me know. What would his next contract look like? If you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. Thank you so much for watching another video here on Andrew Piluk Hockey. I'll see you in the next video.